confiscate the money. That girl is a real proud beast. Small world, all her friends know me.
Check out the full NBA 2033-34 NBA rosters in the description below. So we are back to the brand new episode of Cincinnati Stingers MyLEAGUE here in NBA 2K17. Last episode we went into another season of the Stingers franchise, and we won the championship once again, but here's our roster for this season. It's a pretty decent roster, I guess. 90s coming off the bench. We're number one power rankings once again. We're going to re-sign Fred Aldridge to start off the season. He happily accepts, and we're finally under the hard cap, but we started off 3-2 for some reason instead of starting off undefeated. So a change of pace here for Stingers this year is our bench. Our bench is starting to get pretty thin there, but we're relying on those 90 overalls to step it up and actually play very well coming off the bench. So our bench will be kind of depth, will be used, maybe about 8 or 7 players coming off our full roster. But 32-10 right now, our team is finally rolling. We won 12 in a row, 13, 14, 15. We're actually winning games in a row here, so our team must be clicking with the new team chemistry here. But going into the All-Star break, we're 47-10. We're trying to re-sign Chris Mayo. He accepts, so we're under the hard cap still. But trying to re-sign Cam Norton. We do not have enough room, but right now MVP Cheeks, Mayo, and Wheeler are all in the top 5 for that one. All-Stars, we have Wheeler, Cheeks, Jenkins, Aldridge, and Mayo. So it gives us 5 All-Stars on this year. It's crazy to see that, but West, you got the same old. You got George's Patton on there. Dunk contest, nobody. 3-point contest, nobody. Stars, we have nobody because you have no rookies. And Elites, we have nobody because no rookies. So we're going to go and trade, though. We're going to trade Cam Norton and a few first-round picks for Milwaukee's first round pick this year, unprotected, and they have the worst odds. I mean, they have the best odds for the first overall pick, just based on how bad they are. But contract extensions, we have nobody to extend left because we traded Cam Norton, the 80 overall or 87 overall center. He's a very good player, but we cannot re-sign him, so might as well trade him for some assets before he hits free agency in this year. But 16-14 start end off the season here, so pretty decent record, I guess, compared to what we've had before in the past few seasons. But Karen Ross is your MVP, not Nick Cheeks this time. So Nick Cheeks, no back-to-back MVPs. Jenkins is 6th man of the year, though, so at least we get one award there in one of those award categories. Cheney is Defensive Player of the Year. Bledsoe is Most Improved. And Kevin McHale is your Coach of the Year once again for like 4 or 5 years in a row. So NBA, all NBA first team, no Stingers. Second team, no Stingers. Third team, we have Chris Mayo on there. And no Nick Cheeks for some reason. But all defensive first team, you have Shane Wheeler on there. All defensive second team, you have Chris Mayo on there. So Chris Mayo, 2 All-NBA teams he's actually made this season. So that's actually pretty cool to see that. But going into the playoffs, we're facing our team, Indiana Pacers, in the first round. Pacers, not that bad of a roster, I guess. They have decent starting lineup, but other than that, their bench is really not that good. They took the first game 2 of the quarterfinals. We're going to go simulate this one, and they're going to go take that one and go to make it a 2-0 lead there for them in the quarterfinals. So for some reason, the Pacers are actually winning games against us, a 3-point win by them in that game, 124-121 win for them. But we go and take game 3 to make it a 2-1 series, so we're trying to make a comeback here and make them blow a 2-0 lead in this series. I think we can do it, though, because the Pacers, they're not great of a team compared to ours. But right now, we go to game 4 to make it 2-2 series here, all tied up in 2 apiece. Frederick Aldridge drops 40 points on the Pacers. Chris Mayo a double-double in rebounds and points. We go take game 5 to make it a 3-2 lead for us. And it's safe to say, if we win this next one, they blow on a 2-0 lead here in this series, especially when we go and play 2 games in Cincinnati and they win those games. I mean, they go and win the next one, though, to make it a 3-3 series here in Indiana. So now we're going back to Cincinnati here, trying to go and win this one, move on, and we do 138-118 final as we move on to the next round in the semifinals. So a great series by us. We had a lot of determination to go and come back from being down 2-0. We're facing the Raptors, though, in the next series. If one former Stinger himself, Malcolm Little, he's a beast in these playoffs. I'm actually kind of scared to face him, though. He's very good in playoff time. They take game 1, though, as the Pacers did. Cheeks dropped 28, but Malcolm Little dropped 30 points on us. I mean, great player. We take game 2 to make it a 1-1 series. They're all tied up at 1 apiece. As Mayo puts up a double-double on that one. Moreland puts up some pretty decent points, but we go and take game 3 to make it a 2-1 series here. Little drops 39 on us, but that's not enough, as our team came together as a unit and won this one. Let me take this one and make it a 3-1 lead here in these playoffs against the Raptors. Wheeler drops 36 points. So going into the next game, we have a 3-1 lead going into this game. Hopefully you don't blow this one, but you dominate them in this game, win 137-101 final, and moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals for I don't know how many years in a row they've done it, but a lot of years, I guess. But Aldridge is injured 2 to 4 weeks, so that's one player we're out for the Eastern Conference Finals. Little drops a double-double on us, but that's not enough as we move on to face the Charlotte Hornets here in the Eastern Conference Finals. So many years we faced Charlotte here in the ECF. They have a great team, but they take game 1, as the last 2 teams did, but the last 2 teams got eliminated by us, so we take the game 2 to make it a 1-1 series here, all tied up at 1 apiece. Wheeler drops 41 points on them at 12 rebounds, 8 assists, a great game by him, and Cheeks 17 points, 16 assists, 9 steals, almost a triple-double in steals, points, and assists, so that's pretty crazy on that category. But we take the next game, make it a 2-1 series here, as our team's finally clicking here. Mayo double-double, Cheeks double-double, and Wheeler drops 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. So next game, game 4, we took game 4, make it a 3-1 series for us. Roberts drops 44 on us, but our team came together. Cheeks 17 assists in that one. As the next game, we're going to try to move on to the NBA Finals. We dominate them 132-105 final, and we're moving on to the NBA Finals to face the OKC Thunder. So I don't know how we did. We came back from being down 1-0 in this series. I guess it was really not that hard to do that, but OKC Thunder, great, best team in the West, best team in the East, facing off against each other here once again. So OKC, great team though, as game 1, we take game 1 finally here to make it a 127-102 win for us. So Aldridge is playing injured though, he's put up a decent amount of points there. But now we're up 1-0 here in the NBA Finals. We're still in Cincinnati here, but they take game 2, 120-112 final, as we lose this one to make it a 1-1 series here in the NBA Finals. But that game, we really didn't play well. Ross dropped a double-double, 44 points, 12 assists. But in first game here in OKC, we take that one by 3 points, 109-106 final. As Cheeks came together, 12 assists on that one, as assists are really what we need at this point, or move on and win this championship. So now we're up 2-1 here in this series here. We're still in OKC, and we take this one in OKC by 3 points again to make it 123-120 final, as we're up 3-1 here in this NBA final. So trying to close this one out at home, it might be the best thing to do, as our home is usually where we'd actually see us win the NBA championship, because every time in the gameplay we cannot see them, even the word presentation to us when we're on the road. But in the last few minutes here, they sneak out with the W to make it 120-115 final, as we're going back to OKC, trying to win this one, as we're up 3-2 here, trying not to blow a 3-1 lead here in the NBA Finals. We better not do it. OKC, they blew a 3-1 lead in real life. I don't want to do this one, but we're going into this one with a lead.
Here's Cheeks. And they've done it, the new NBA champions. What a moment it is right now to see the team who played so well together enjoying this NBA championship moment.
Well, this is a historic moment for these players and that coaching staff. And trust me, Kevin, they're going to enjoy every minute of what's coming to them, a night they will never forget for the rest of their lives.
And seeing this team come together over the course of the season and on into the playoffs, what a joy. I mean, there is no better champion the league could have asked for.
And a pleasure here at 2K Sports to be with you all season long. Good night, everyone.
So it's getting kind of tiring to say, but we've won a championship again here for 9 championships in our franchise history. That is so crazy, and that means 9 championships for our man, who is it, Shane Wheeler, what do you have, I think Nick Cheeks is 9 championships. So I mean, probably this team might be one of the greatest of all times, I guess. You consider it being a dynasty, but the Stingers have won the NBA championship once again. Chris Mayo is your finals MVP. He had double-doubles all around here, rebounds and points. That's how he got the double-doubles. But Ben Simmons retires here in player retirements. Ben Simmons on Philly for his entire career. Hall of Fame numbers. He's going to the Hall of Fame, obviously. We have Thon Maker. We have Brandon Ingram on there. We have Ivan Rabb. We have DJ Hogg. We have a lot of great players. Shane Boyd, a former Magic superstar there. I don't know why the Magic didn't re-sign him, but for some reason, he moved on to Detroit and went and ended his career there. So, going on to the next thing, though, which is Brandon Ingram. He won an MVP. Obviously, Ben Simmons, he won an MVP in 2024. So, MVPs closing out their careers in this one. This is actually one of the best player retirement things I've ever seen. With Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram, Devin Booker's on there, even though Devin Booker didn't really get too many awards. But Doc Rivers retires from staff, And Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram, and Shane Boyd are all going to the Hall of Fame. So Shane Boyd, the only auto-created guy so far to go to the Hall of Fame, I guess you could say. So Shane Boyd, great player. And he's gets a number retired by the Orlando Magic. And a whole bunch of players get their number retired. It's going to take a long time to say them all, but Judge and Bender, Damian Daniel, Ben Simmons, and the crew. But player league meetings, we do have a few things, like his goaltending and offensive, getting the ball across the court. But going into the draft lottery, the best odds here for the Milwaukee pick. And we get the first overall pick here in the NBA draft through the draft lottery. So we're looking to go and select the center just based on we trade a center for it. Let's get right into this draft, though.
The first pick in the NBA draft, Craig Lawson from the University of Nebraska. With the second pick in the NBA draft, the Brooklyn Nets select the 19-year-old shooting guard from George Mason University. With the third pick in the NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Ramon Ramos from Puerto Rico. With the fourth pick in the NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Frederick Kay from George Washington University. With the fifth pick in the NBA draft, the Miami Heat select Leslie Norman from Creighton University. With the sixth pick in the NBA draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select Lynn Tinsley from Stanford University. With the seventh pick in the NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select Everett Delpit from Marquette University. With the eighth pick in the NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Chucky Stribling from The Ohio State University. The ninth pick in the NBA draft, Cody Kerr from the University of Nebraska. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select the small forward from Oregon State University. The 31st pick in the NBA draft, Ellis Richardson from Xavier University.
That's right, so we select Craig Lawson with the first overall pick, 80 overall, 19 years old. We have Bradley Beal Jr. in there, so I kind of want to pick him, but we do have a shooting guard already in Shane Wheeler. Plus, we have a whole stock of small forwards that are great, 90 overall small forwards, so I don't really want to pick a shooter. We pick a center, which is the best thing to do. Plus, we go and draft Ellis Richardson with the 31st pick, plus 9th overall. We went with, I believe, a power forward. So I guess great picks by us. Hopefully they pan out in the future. Lawson looks like a surefire, great player in the future, though, for the Stingers. But going into the next thing, though, which is our rookie signings. We sign all three of them, obviously, because we need bench depth. And that's one thing we need, obviously, in this team is more bench, because their bench really weak last year. I don't know how he won the championship with this bench, but obviously, free agency, we do have our man Cam Norton enters free agency. That's why we traded him for something, so we can get something out of him. But anyway, we did nothing to free agency because we had no money at all to spend anything. But anyway, can't show the team though because the clip got corrupt on there, so I can't really show that one. But our team is the exact same though, just including the rookies like Craig Lawson and so on. But anyway, I guess I'll miss this episode off here. Make sure to like, subscribe for more Stingers for Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.